Welcome back. Today I'm covering a topic that I get asked about a lot. So that is, what are the different types of ISAs and which is the best type of ISA for you to get? Now luckily we have lots of different options available in this area, but actually that doesn't necessarily make choosing the right one for you any easier. Now everyone's circumstances are different, so it's not a straightforward answer to this question. It's going to depend on your individual situation. This is the Looking After Your Pennies YouTube channel. My name is Charlotte Jessup. I talk about everything from making money, saving money, investing in your future, and basically all things finance. I am here to fill those gaps in your financial education, perhaps the things that you weren't taught in school. In this video, I'm going to address the following. What is an ISA? The types of ISAs that are out there and the different features of each. How to choose the right ISA for you. Do you really need a cash ISA? And what other tax efficient options are out there for you? So first up, a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is education. Therefore, it is not personalized to you. You will need to do your own research or speak to a Financial Conduct Authority, FCA regulated financial advisor. Also, I will be talking about investment options. You need to understand that when investing, your money can go up and it can go down. So make sure before you start or you sign up to one of these products, you look at the options and make sure that you understand the risks involved. Like I said, you can always reach out to a financial advisor if you need more information about your specific situation. So what are ISAs? ISA stands for Individual Savings Account. It's a type of account that only you as an individual can have. You can't have joint ISAs and you get your own personal allowance. At their simplest, ISAs are tax-free wrappers that go around certain savings and investment accounts. This means that any money that you make on the money that you place into these accounts will be tax-free. This includes money made in interest, in capital gains and dividends. Everyone over the 18 gets a £20,000 ISA allowance. Now that's for this tax year. Now this could go up in the future or it could go down. So it's only really relevant at the time of posting this video. Now you can split this allowance across each of the different types of ISAs, but some of these ISAs have their own specific limits about how much you can pay in. I will give you more on this later in the video. Each ISA has a different purpose, and deciding which ISA is right for you depends on your personal situation. There are also junior ISAs for those who are under 18. This is not something I'm going to cover in this video, but I do have other videos about this that you can check out. So let's take a look at the types of ISAs that are available. Let's start with the cash ISA. So this is essentially a savings account. You put your money in and you earn interest on it. The amount of interest you get is determined by the bank or whoever's providing the ISA, and they will tell you that interest rate. Now they can change that interest rate over time, so it might be one amount now, but it could be more or less in the future. You are allowed to pay the full £20,000 into your cash ISA, and you can withdraw your money at any time too. It is also worth noting that if you do take money out, you don't get that allowance back. So if you put £20,000 in now and then you take it out tomorrow, you don't get that £20,000 back. That's gone for the year. So next up is a stocks and shares ISA. So this account is for investing, and the types of investments you will have access to will depend on the investing platform that you use to open this account. Again, you can pay your full £20,000 allowance into your stocks and shares ISA, and you can withdraw money from it whenever you like. But once again, you won't get that allowance back. So if you put $20,000 in now and you decide to take all your money out later on, you have already used up your £20,000 allowance. The next one to consider is the lifetime ISA. So this is sometimes called a LISA for short. There are a few variations on this type of ISA. You can get cash versions and stocks and shares versions, and you can use them for two different purposes. You can use them to save for your first home, or you can use them to save for retirement. So this one has a limit on the amount that you can pay in. The maximum amount you can pay in is £4,000. Now, there is a bonus to this. There is a reason why there is a limit. And this is because the government gives you a top up. They will add 25% of any money you pay in up to £4,000 on top of the money that you put in. In addition to this, you can earn interest on it. So if you put it into a cash ISA, then you will earn interest on that money, and that will be determined by the provider, the bank account that you choose to put that money into. Or you can invest this through the stocks and shares version and hopefully see some growth or some dividends returned to you on that. Now, withdrawing money from a ISA comes with a penalty. You will lose all of the bonus that the government gives you and potentially some of your own money too. So the intention is that once you put money in, you are only going to use it to buy a house or when you hit 60 and you retire. The reason that the government have done this is because they say this should be a long-term savings or investing product. It should not be something that people are dipping in and out of all the time. And there are some rules around these particular accounts. For example, you have to be over 18 and under 40 to open one of these accounts. And they must be open for at least a year before you use them to buy your first home. There are also rules around what constitutes a first home. So you need to have a read up on these before you start putting your money in to make sure that it will be right for your situation. So the last type of ISA that is currently available on the market is the Innovative Finance ISA. So if ISAs are probably the least talked about and the least used types of ISA on the market, and there's a good reason for this. They are used to invest in peer-to-peer lending. So this is where you lend money to individuals or companies and they pay you interest back on the amount that you've loaned them. You can use your full £20,000 allowance on this type of ISA, but the rules around withdrawing will depend on the platform that you are investing through. Sometimes you have to commit your money for a certain amount of time before you're allowed to access it again. So you're going to need to look into the specifics around this type of ISA on the platform that you are using. So how do you choose the right ISAs for you? So you are allowed to have one of each type of ISA that you're paying into in a tax year. So you can't have 5 stocks and shares ISAs all on the go that you're paying money into. You need to pick one for the year and pay into that. You can, however, have a cash ISA, a stocks and shares ISA, and a lifetime ISA all on the go at once. Now, the ones that you open will depend on your personal situation and your financial goals. Now, if you want to save your money and have no risk around that money, then you might want to look at a cash ISA. This will allow you to earn interest on the money that you are saving and not pay any tax on that. But make sure you stick around to later in this video because I am going to explain why a cash ISA might not be the best choice for your savings. Now, a stocks and shares ISA is best suited for people who are looking to invest in the long term. It's for those people that hope to grow their money and get a better return on it than they would if they left it in a savings account and got interest. They also work well for people who are looking to access their money before they are 60. So this works well for people who are maybe considering retiring early. So they're trying to build a pot of money and they maybe want to retire in their 40s or their 50s. This is normally before the age when you can access things like pensions and the money in a lifetime ISA. They're also good for growing money and building money for events that are further ahead. So this could be paying for your kids to go to university, or it could be for things like retirement. So lifetime ISAs serve very specific purposes. They are aimed at those who are wanting to buy their first home, and also for those who are wanting to kind of top up their retirement pot a bit. So let's look at the case of using a ISA to save for your first home. So this is normally a kind of medium-term financial goal. You're probably looking at saving over the next 3 to 5 years, and then you're going to want to access that money. So this is probably too short a time frame to consider something like investing. Because the market is volatile, it could mean that you end up with less money than you put in. So in this particular example, it might be better suited to go for the cash ISA version of the lifetime ISA. However, if you're looking to use a LISA for retirement, then you may well want to consider the stocks and shares version. You have to be under 40 to open your lifetime ISA, and you can't access it until you're 60. So you've probably got at least 20 years worth of building your money over time, and therefore you can probably afford to be a little riskier with your money. So in this particular example, the stocks and shares version might be better for you, but only if it works for your circumstances and you understand the risks around those investments. For if ISAs, this probably is only the right type of ISA for you if you are interested in this particular style of investing. It's a very niche product and it's something you need to understand before you start putting your money into this sort of investment. So let's tackle that question. Do you need a cash ISA? So although they seem attractive in the fact that you are going to get tax-free interest on this, there might be a more efficient way of saving your money. Since 2016, everybody in the UK has a personal savings allowance of £1,000. So what this means is that for the first £1,000 that you earn in interest on any money in any account, you do not have to pay tax on that. So that means you don't need to use your ISA for this. So let me give you an example of what this looks like in terms of numbers. So let's say you are getting an interest rate of 0.1%, which is at the moment weirdly kind of good. But you would have to have £1 million sitting in your bank accounts to get £1,000 in interest each year. So you're not going to go over that until you've got £1 million sat in your bank account. So you may as well just put your money in whichever account is offering you the best interest rate and the best circumstances for you. You don't need to worry about chasing a cash ISA to protect your interest from tax. This then means that you can keep your £20,000 worth of ISA allowance free for things like your stocks and shares ISA and your lifetime ISAs. So what other tax efficient options are out there? Now, the main one to consider is your pension, and this is because the government offers tax relief on this. They will give you 25% or possibly more, depending on your income tax band, into your pension pot to top that up. Now, this is particularly important if you are considering the LISA as a retirement option. The government have said that LISAs are not there to replace your pensions. They are actually just there to top them up or give yourself an extra little bit of cash in retirement. So although some of your pension will be taxable, that extra top up in tax relief that you get now could help your money grow faster. But the downside is you probably won't be able to touch that money until you're at least 55, if not 57. If you have any questions about this, around your personal situation, it may well be worth speaking to a financial advisor. They will be able to look at your investments, your pensions and your savings and decide what would work for you for your specific situation. So there you have it, a rundown of the different types of ISAs that are available, the pros, the cons, and how you can make a decision about what the best types of ISAs are for you. As always, if you have any comments or questions about this video, please feel free to leave them below and I will get back to you. I really appreciate you taking the time to write to me. Alternatively, don't forget to check me out on my social media channels. I'm on most of them, including Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, so come find me over there. Don't forget, I'm posting 2 videos a week on my channel, so hit that subscribe button so you can get a little nudge the next time a video comes out. Thank you for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!